a PhD in rock trivia. The other thinks mixology is a workout. Together, they bring the classics, cocktails, and maybe even a little comedy to Classic Rocktails. Each week, they shake and stir legendary rock stories with cocktail chemistry. Because nothing says deep musical insight like tequila, beer, and bad decisions. This is Classic Rocktails, where the only thing stronger than the opinions are the cocktails. And here they are, the Bourbon Brothers, Doc and Mac Rocktails.
It's 2001. We all survived Y2K. And a dream about a lost mother became a song about traveling the universe and then became Train's defining album. Tonight, here on Classic Rocktails, my brother Mac and I, we go back to 2001 to revisit Drops of Jupiter. The strings, the strange lyrics, the massive hits, and the question we ask every week. Does this hold up? But my brother Mac, give us the liner notes on this one.
The Grammy Award-winning Drops of Jupiter from the pop rock band out of San Francisco Train was released in March of 2001 and included hits such as the self-titled Drops of Jupiter and She's on Fire. This album runs 48 minutes in length with 11 tracks long. Train is out on the road celebrating this album for their 25th anniversary of this album's release, which just seems bananas. 25 years? Jesus.
Not that they've been together 25 years. No, just this album.
Just this album.
25 years old.
Oh my God. Time just is a bastard, isn't it?
I think that should be our new slogan here on Classic Rocktails. Time is a bastard.
Time is a bastard. When you're a kid, it doesn't feel like time's moving very fast. But as you get older...
Time is a bastard.
Oh, it really is a bastard. All right, Rolling Stone.
Yes, bastard.
Oh, what do you think Rolling Stone gave Drops of Jupiter?
Wow. The floor is 2. The ceiling is probably 4. I mean, pretty wide range on this one. Nothing would entirely surprise me. I'm going to say 2.5.
Rolling Stone gave this one 3 stars. Saying,
good job, Doc. Good job by you. Good man.
Drops of Jupiter, conjuring vivid memories of recovering the satellites. The anthemic song is the centerpiece here, showcasing the singer's yearning voice and band's swooping, string-laden melodies. But
wow.
But Train has more to offer. The brooding Mississippi presents an intoxicating mix of acoustic guitars and dreamy horns, while Let It Roll mixes mournful slide guitars and loose-limbed rhythms in a perfect meeting of blustery earnestness and unapologetic commerciality. Boy, Rolling Stone is just a bunch of assholes, aren't they?
Unapologetic commerciality. That's hard to say. And like, what are you saying? Fuck off, Rolling Stone.
I was reading it this week. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? They're just putting a bunch of words on a page. It's nonsense.
Really elitist, pompous, we're smarter than you words.
Yeah, I'm
album sold.
Very Doc-like on that review.
Fuck off. Album sold on this bad boy. I did not trip over that this week, by the way. I remember in real time this album being sort of a modest success, not like a juggernaut or anything like that. I'm going to go 4.2.
Good job, Doc. That's actually not a bad guess at all. This album sold 3.5 million, making it their top-selling album, slightly edging out Save Me San Francisco.
Shut up.
Which we covered on the show already. And this album peaked at number 6 on the U.S. Billboard charts.
Just a brief detour, Mac. So last episode, we were talking about Grace Potter and bands who can sell 100 or 200,000 albums every album and then go out on the road and make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Train might be an example of that theory, but 1 to 2 million albums. It's like if Train releases an album, it'll probably sell 1 million, right? Then they go on the road and they, sell a bunch of concert tickets and everything else. I bet you they're a very consistent selling band in terms of albums, because this as their biggest seller at, 3 point whatever you said, it's like, that's actually not that many by comparison.
Yeah, and to your remark there, if I go back and look at record sales, Drops of Jupiter 3.5, Saving San Francisco at 3.2, California 37 at 1.2, Private Nation at 1, and then Train self-titled at 1 million. Very, very consistent album over album. Without
their High Infidelity or their Hotel California. No, this was their version of that, and it was 3 million and change.
And they built a very loyal following off of this album.
To the fans, maybe more so than the people in the band.
Also very true. Very, very true.
Sorry, back to you, Mac.
Drops of Jupiter was the 33rd best-selling album of 2001. Some rock albums that edged this one out included, oh boy, these are all Doc all-time bangers.
Oh, this is going to be so stupid. Go ahead.
These are going to be season 5 Doc specials.
So stupid.
We've got Nickelback, Silver Side Up.
Oh, goddamn.
You got Creed with Weathered. And then finally, this is going to be one for Doc down the road.
No.
This is Kid Rock Cocky.
Oh, God damn. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Did Kid Rock really have an album called Cocky?
Yes, he did.
Oh, fuck me. Come on. Wow. What are we doing, America? Kid Rock, an album called Cocky. I think Kid Rock has been in the White House, Mac. You just think about that for a moment. They allowed him access to the White House, the man who had an album called Cocky.
Why not?
All right, back to you. Back to you, Cocky.
And that's the liner notes.
That's the liner notes, sure. Sure, you're going to go out on that note. You weak man. Mac, I think what you're going to hear from me is this was a fun week. This was really a fun week. And I felt like, I don't know if this happens to you, but I was talking about the podcast a lot in a way that the people around me probably wanted to punch me in the face, but they did humor me. But I had a lot of thoughts on the podcast this week that I was, testing out on all those around me. But let's set the stage for this one just a little bit. So Train. This is Train's second album. Their first album was a minor success at best. This is album number 2. But Train started out as a 5-piece rock band from Erie, PA, Mac. Mm-hmm. Erie, PA. Another great band that came from Erie, PA?
No.
That would be the Wonders.
Okay.
From That Thing You Do?
I know exactly what you're referring to.
Come on, Mac. That needs to be in our tasting flight. So, but Train is a 5-piece rock band in Erie, PA. They have a connection in San Francisco. They moved to San Francisco. And after 2 weeks, everybody in the band, but Pat, said, fuck this. And they went back home to Erie, PA.
Weren't they like a Led Zeppelin cover band?
So, lead singer Pat Monahan, who throughout this episode we'll just refer to as Pat. Pat did say that the highest compliment that they received is when people would refer to them as a Led Zeppelin-ish band. The interview that I saw when he was talking about this made me like him a lot, because he's like, don't get me wrong, I'd love for people to refer to us as, in Led Zeppelin terms. He's like, but that's ridiculous. Come on.
Pat seems like a fucking great guy. Like he would be a really cool hangout.
Totally does. But this is a band that paid their dues. So one of the things that I came across this week, I'm a mean man, Mac. It made me laugh. Paying their dues are out on the road, right? And during one of their tours before they hit it big, their van caught fire. It didn't happen once. It happened twice.
Perfect.
They literally had one of their band vans burned to the ground somewhere in Nebraska. And afterwards, the only transportation they could get was a Ryder moving truck. They're literally crossing the Rockies during the winter.
Oh,
And two guys could ride up front in the heated cab while the others had to ride in the unheated cargo compartment.
oh my God.
And what they did was they put on pretty much every piece of clothing they owned so that they could avoid freezing. Mac, this is what a band paying their dues really looks like. Bravo, Pat and Train.
You mean you went and started a fire in the back of the truck?
I wouldn't recommend that. I don't think that's the best practice.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Well, Mac, let's get drinking. Here on Classic Rocktails, we believe that there's one and only one perfect cocktail to accompany every iconic album. Like Train's second album that we're deep diving tonight. So, Mac, what you're featuring tonight at your listening party is going to be a cocktail that you shoot, you sip, or you have in a solo cup.
This week is so easy. It is sip 100%.
100% sip from my brother Mac. What you're sipping? More to the sweet side, sour side, salty side, spicy side, something else entirely?
It is sweet.
So the sweet wine that you're sipping, any seasonality or speciality to it?
It kind of feels like a fall album to me. Special in the sense this album was really my entry point into Train, and I love Train. I'll really fight anyone who doubts my love for Train, and I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Where do you come across those people, Mac? Is it like the Chick-fil-A drive-through line? All of a sudden you become aware that the car next to you doubts your love for Train? What are you talking
100%.
about, you weirdo?
We throw down. We start to swing
Wow.
left and right. Oh, it's great.
I love Pat more than you do.
The big thing.
Weird. Go ahead. What do you do? Well, tell everybody about the rosé you're drinking.
This is a band from San Francisco, close to wine country. Tonight,
It's
I'm
gonna
going
be a
with a glass
rosé.
of wine. I have a glass of Mary Edwards Sauvignon Blanc.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, I've already had it. Fine people at Total Wine provided this bottle for a low price of $45 tonight. But it's considered a premium selection and got a score of 94.
What kind of wine is that again? What kind of wine is that?
Mary Edwards.
Okay, yeah, but Mary Edwards isn't a type of wine.
It is Sauvignon Blanc.
Wow, I'm gonna have so much fun with that.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Sauvignon Blanc.
It's like the Cookie Monster, except with wine.
I was gonna say, that's not bad, Mac. No, that's terrible. That was horrible. You're better. You're better than that. Let me show you how it's done. So, Train, this album, it needs a cocktail. I think, lesser people like my brother Mac would, this is wine. No. That's too easy. This is a cocktail, but it can't be too heavy. So what I am offering up tonight, Mac, is a Doc Rocktails creation. I don't do this nearly so often as you do. I'm going to do it tonight. This is the Drops of Jupiter.
It's a lemon drop, isn't it?
It's not. It's a vodka-based, fruity, sparkly cocktail, which really is perfect for this album. So what you have, the Drops of Jupiter, Mac, 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce of passion fruit juice, 3/4 ounce of lime juice, a splash of vanilla syrup. You take all that, you throw it in a shaker, you shake that all up, you pour it in a coupe glass, Mac.
Okay.
You leave a little room at the top and you pour on some sparkling wine. That is the Drops of Jupiter, the perfect cocktail for this album. This is, we throw this term around lightly from time to time. This is a drink that would go down easy. And before you even realized what you're doing, you're on your fourth one. This is the Drops of Jupiter.
I'm not sure what the vanilla would do, but I'm interested.
Get out of here. What do you?
Well, you got the fruits in there, and then you throw in vanilla. I'm not sure if it's just taking the edge off.
You know what? You're on timeout. You're on timeout. We're going to a listening party. Train Drops of Jupiter. You know, we could go into the high point, but instead, I think I'd prefer to go to a game Mac's not expecting.
Oh, I expect all games now.
Part of me says, oh, you should have been expecting this game, faux show. But let's see.
Don't worry. I've got Google ready to go.
Yeah. Game Mac's not expecting. Bands named after forms of motorized transport. I'm looking at a list of 12. 12 bands that you've heard of that are named after forms of motorized transport. I realize as I look at this list, this is one of the harder games you've not been expecting, and you're not that smart. Of the 12, can you give me at least three? Three bands that you've heard of whose name is based on a form of motorized transport.
Oh, boy. Can I use train as one?
You cannot.
Oh. We did the Cars a few weeks ago.
Mac, Rocktails. See, there you go. The Car. One of the 12. You're a third of the way there, Mac.
How about, are you going to go my way? And I'm going to say jet.
You're not going to say that. Get out of here.
But that's actually a motorized vehicle. What are you talking about, you crazy person?
But it's jet. Jet is not on the list of 12 that I'm looking at, which is all people that you've actually heard of. Get out of here.
Well, we've covered REO Speedwagon. Would that count?
REO Speedwagon. Mac, tell the kids who may be unaware why REO Speedwagon is actually a form of motorized transport.
Isn't it a motor car company? Didn't they do like trucks or something? REO Motor or something? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Very close. Very close. The story is actually even better. Back in the early 1900s, there was a company that made fire trucks called the REO Speedwagon.
Okay.
It was like 1930s era fire trucks, the REO Speedwagon. All right, but that's 2 out of 3, man. Oh, you're killing it. Just need one more.
This one's going to be tough. How about Jefferson Airplane?
People mock you on Twitter. People mocked you in high school, but you know what? Very good. See, you knocked off 3 real easy. Can you keep going, my brother? You just want to, take the win and move on.
I think I could probably name another, maybe 1 or 2 if I can, if they count brand names.
In the words of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, bring it on.
Tesla is one.
Tesla's not one of the ones we were looking for.
Oh. The other brand I was thinking of is a motorcycle brand, which would be Triumph.
Quite honestly,
not on your list.
I'm going to play like a champion today. I have to also admit fault back. Triumph and Tesla would have been 2 good ones to have on this list.
And I am completely out. I can't give you another one.
It's, because it's going to get more embarrassing for me as you come up with better things for this list than what I have. But what I have, Mac, could I interest you in Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Oh, I would not have thought of that one.
The B-52s.
Also, great one. I would not have thought about that one either.
Cars you did get. Jason Isbell played on a band you may have heard of, but you would have never come up with for this list. The Drive-By Truckers.
That's a good one to add to the list. I like Tesla and Triumph better, but go ahead.
Yeah, again, if I got to be honest, yours are better. I would have accepted either of the Jeffersons. No, not George and Louise. Airplane or Starship. I'm going to give you a 1-word hint and you will get the next one. How confident are you?
Probably not very confident, but we'll try. Bring in my A game.
Your one-word hint, and you will get this next form of motorized transport. Your hint is Lemmy.
Motorhead.
Boom! That's why you're Mac Rocktails. See that? REO Speedwagon, we would have accepted Starship, just Starship, Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, or Starship. We would have accepted any of the three. Traffic, we would have accepted Traffic. A little band that you've thought of a million times, maybe not as motorized transport. U2. Is a plane.
Okay.
And then lastly, we didn't have Triumph, we didn't have Tesla, but we do have UFO. We would have accepted any of those ones. But Mac, you crushed the game you weren't expecting. Bands named after motorized transport.
I was getting prepared for that for the last 7 days. I knew that question was coming.
The high point of this album. I'm going to tell you what my high point is, but I think it's going to lead us right into tonight's big debate. But we'll see. So the high point on this album is the song Whipping Boy, which, unless you know this album, you don't know this song. This song is as straight ahead rock and roll as Train gets. Wasn't a single, did get radio airplay. Again, unless you know Train, you don't know the song, but it does lead us into tonight's debate. Mac, that debate is this. Is straight ahead rock Train better, worse, different than Goofy Train? My family loves the band Train. I can't think of what other band we all love sort of equally like we love Train. Yet this week I had one of my adult daughters say the following. This was an actual quote in the Rocktails household, Mac. It's the Goofy songs that killed Train's credibility. And by the Goofy songs, what she means are songs like 50 Ways to Say Goodbye, or Drive By, or Mermaid, or Bruises, for the most part, aren't songs on this album.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this album, Train was making straight ahead rock and roll songs like Drops of Jupiter, or Meet Virginia, or Free, or Whipping Boy, which again, I think is the highlight of this album. Yeah, there are two different Trains. Early days, there was a straight ahead rock and roll Train. In the last 10 years or however long, there's been this romantic comedy Train. And they're two very different bands. And I think it was really, really apparent on this album.
Interesting that you call that out, because if you go back to some of our previous shows, we talked about some inner struggles with the band and the creative ownership of the band, right? You had Kevin Cronin with REO, and Kevin ended up winning out, playing more of his style of music. You had the Steve Perry battle in Journey and how that broke that band apart. This band, it's all Pat. And it's interesting that the first half becomes very rock centered and the second half becomes more goofy as you go along, as you mentioned. Pat's been the constant in the band, and he owns everything that happens in this band. It's clear that he's the boss. So it's interesting that they changed their style over time. And so maybe it's just the commercial success and what's working for them and their audiences that's evolving how their music is different.
I was texting you YouTube links from different interviews and stuff. I really enjoyed deep diving this, but even Pat referred to sort of this late era of Train. And the term he used multiple times was romantic comedy band. Oh, yeah. If you look at early Train, you see a lot of straight ahead rock and roll songs. Really well done, but it's much closer to straight ahead rock and roll. Whereas the last third of their career, these are all songs that could be playing over the end credits of a romantic comedy for sure.
Are they not doing the music for like a Broadway show for Begin Again?
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that.
So that fits right into the romantic comedy piece because that's actually a romantic comedy. You mentioned the Whipping Boy, which is essentially a hidden track on the album because not anybody
hidden track. Look at you, Mac Rocktails.
In general, they haven't played it in concert in the past. I think I mentioned it to you last week or the week before about Whipping Boy. I'm like, I think I kind of like that song a lot.
As it turns out, once again, I think the women in my life this past week, Mac, are pretty sick of that song.
Between that one and Respect, I was enjoying the rock pieces quite a bit, but they've clearly leaned into we are to your point, a romantic comedy band that appeals to a wide audience of different people in different ages.
Here's the thing. The romantic comedy thing isn't my words. It's fucking Pat's words.
Yeah. But which is perfectly fine as long as he's leaning into that piece, right? And to go back to your question, if you're judging by commercial success and what most casual fans remember, Train is probably a stronger ballad band than a straight ahead rock band.
Oh, Mac, you are just the segue king tonight. Let's test that theory, shall we? By my way of thinking, there's two trains. You got the big, powerful locomotive, right? Of the straight ahead rock and roll train. And on the other hand, you have sort of a Napa Valley wine train that you could feature on a romantic comedy. Got the top 20 train downloads.
Okay.
Is this a romantic comedy song? Or is it a straight ahead rock and roll song? Back, I've got the top 20 ahead of me. I'm going to ask you, the name of the song. You tell me, romantic comedy or rock? Romantic comedy or rock? That's it.
Okay.
There's no halfway. There's no, but just, so, Hey Soul Sister.
Romantic comedy.
Romantic comedy. Drops of Jupiter.
Romantic comedy.
Oh, interesting. I would have said straight ahead rock. Drive by.
Romantic comedy.
50 Ways to Say Goodbye.
Romantic comedy.
Just noting that actually features a mariachi band at one point.
It does. And it's such a great music video, too. It is hysterically
It's a great video.
Funny.
In the unlikely event that Pat Monahan ever listens to this episode of Classic Rocktails, well done on that video, brother. That's a really fucking good video. But,
so great.
Right. Number 5 on the list of top train downloads, Mac. Kind of in an upset, I'll say. Marry Me. Romantic comedy or rock?
It's romantic comedy.
Calling All Angels.
I'm going to go rock.
I did as well. Meet Virginia.
I'm going to go rock.
If It's Love.
I'm going to say romantic comedy, but
for 100%. If there is like an end credits of a romantic comedy that hasn't featured that song, somebody missed the boat. All right. What about Play That Song?
Oh, romantic comedy.
Save Me San Francisco.
Romantic comedy.
Of the top 10 train downloads, 7 of them can pretty easily be thrown in the romantic comedy bucket. It doesn't get a lot better if you look at 11 through 20 either. It's just interesting looking at their career. It's like the first train was a rock band. The middle third was them transitioning poorly and almost getting wiped out. And then the last third was this romantic comedy band. Welcome to Train, everybody. Well, what's the high point for you, Mac Rocktails?
Look, I love your high point. I really do. I like Whipping Boy quite a bit. It's a really good rock song. I could sit here and try to be clever. I could tell you the high point is some other deep cut that only true Train fans know.
Oh, wow.
All of this would be a lie. The high point is Drops of Jupiter. End of discussion. Somebody bring me another drink because there's no reason to talk about it any further.
Oh, wow.
This isn't just the best song on the album. It's the song that defines Train. It's the reason we're still talking about this record 25 years later. It's not Whipping Boy. It's not She's on Fire. It's not any of that. Pat Monahan didn't just write a hit. This is the anthem of the band.
You're very angry. You're an angry man.
No, not at all.
This is a great song, but you're an angry man. Go ahead.
Great song. Every group dreams of having just one of these songs. And they nailed it. They nailed it. It's not even close. Train landed one so big, it became their identity. And you know what I would like to say? I think the lovely Mrs. Doc would agree with me.
Very interesting point. Not saying you're wrong. Why would you assume she would agree with you, Mac Rocktails, on anything, let alone this song?
Because I believe it has been mentioned numerous times over the past week that Mrs. Doc loves this song.
She loves the song. Mac, did you realize, like I did this week, that everything you thought you knew about this song was wrong?
I did not know the whole backstory to Drops of Jupiter until I read it this week.
Get started on the backstory, and then I'll dive in whenever you want to hand off the baton.
From the start, it started with the passing of his mother.
Yes.
And then he had some dream that led him down this road of creating this song.
That's the summary version of it, Maggie. Let me flesh it out just a little bit. Train's first album, was a modest hit, a minor hit, was successful enough to allow them to have a second album. The pressure was on. So at one point, they asked for Tom Petty's producer. And Petty's producer just by accident had a hole in his calendar, and he agreed to produce the Train album. But he goes out to meet Train and hear the songs they have, and he's like, yeah, you don't have a hit here. As Tom Petty famously said, I don't hear a single. They didn't have a single, Mac. And coincidentally, Monahan had to fly out to New York to meet the head of the label in like 48 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
Falls asleep, has a dream about his mom, who, as he said, had just died of lung cancer. And he woke up and he had this dream about his mom in the afterlife, super happy, flying amongst all of the planets and moving through the universe and returning with Drops of Jupiter in her hair, Mac. And he said that he had this dream. He woke up and wrote it in about 15 minutes, quickly recorded the demo the next day, hopped on the train to New York. And when he played it to the head of the label's like, that's it. We have a song of the year. How much money do you need to sort of finish this the right way? That's where this thing came from, Mac.
And it became a Grammy Award-winning song.
Absolutely.
A 15-minute dream, or a 15-minute write-up on a dream, which is just crazy.
And yeah,
so crazy.
The whole soy latte line.
Mm-hmm.
The label hated it. Absolutely hated it. For some reason, Pat refused to change.
Good for him.
And he said later, he's never had a soy latte. He doesn't drink soy lattes. It was just a line that came to him. He put in the song. It fit. Then when the label wanted to change it, he's like, no, fuck off. I'm not changing this. And since then, that line has become Train's most mocked line, but also like most recognizable, and people love him for it.
It's what he closes the show with now, and everybody knows the song. The minute the piano starts up, it's lights out. Everybody is into the song.
So back to our debate, Mac. So what is your preference? Straight ahead rock Train or goofy Train, romantic comedy Train?
I think I'm going to surprise you on this. I actually like the goofier Train better. They're a fun band, and they don't take themselves too serious. So for those of you who have not seen Train in concert, Pat does a little thing when he sings Bruises, for example, which would probably fall into the goofy category.
I'm going to stick with Pat's terms. So for you and I, Mac, we'll say rock or rom-com. Rock or rom-com. Pat himself came up with this sort of rom-com take.
So we'll stick with rom-com and we'll say Bruises falls into that, but he has so much fun on stage. He goes around, he's singing it. He doesn't have the female singer that's in the song with him. He always says that to start the song. So he asks members of the band to sing verses with him. And he always goes to one of the band members, and as he's about to sing, he walks away from him and doesn't allow him to do it. The crowd loves it every single time he does it, and it's great.
Nice.
I actually enjoy the goofiness with it, the rom-com side.
I might surprise you, Mac Rocktails, because I think I landed in the same place. This is the band that my family loves the most. And the version of this band that my family loves the most is the rom-com version.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of have too much invested in the rom-com version to say the rock version is better. To me, it is a really interesting question. If Train hadn't had the lineup changes that they had, and if they had stayed a straight ahead rock and roll band for 20 years, would we perceive them differently? Or if they had never been the straight ahead rock and roll band, if they had been the rom-com band right from the start, would we perceive them differently? There really are two very different ways to look at this band.
Pat Monahan's magic power.
Oh,
it's selling a lyric with warmth and personality.
Oh, warmth and personality. That, if there's two words that describe Mac Rocktails better, I don't know what they are.
Oh, for sure.
But go ahead.
Everybody that knows me thinks warmth and personality.
They do.
Oh, 100%. Pat uses that to draw in the audience. Like, it's just, he could sing anything and it just pulls people right to him. It's so well done. That's his magic power.
Buffett couldn't sing like Pat, and I'm not saying he could, but that was always Buffett's superpower. It was, I'm going to put on a good show. You're going to have a good time. It might not be the most highbrow stuff ever, but who gives a shit? You're going to have a good time. I'm going to have a good time. Whether it's Pat or Jimmy, we're going to have a good time, Mac. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. You know what? Train at the end of the day could probably throw up the middle finger to everyone and say, we've got multiple Grammys. So fuck right off. How many other bands have multiple Grammys?
Sounds like we both like this album, but it ain't perfect. What's the low point?
So, oh boy, Doc, I'm going to give you an outrageous take. I am convinced Mississippi survives on Train's set list solely because the band lost a bet sometime around 2001.
Yeah.
And they have to honor the terms of that bet.
It ain't good.
Who the fuck continues to request this song? Somebody needs to raise their hand and say, it's me that keeps asking for this because this is bullshit. Every great album has a song that makes you ask, what were they hearing in the studio? For me, that's Mississippi. If you love it, congratulations. You found one Train song that makes you feel like you accidentally switched over to waiting room playlist. I mean, this thing is terrible.
Mac Rocktail. Very angry. It's an angry man.
No, this album makes me very, very happy. But this song is just terrible. And they close out the album with this one. Fuck right off. This is terrible.
Take that baton and run with it a little bit. Because I enjoyed this album. I enjoyed this week. There's some low spots on this album, though. 333. I don't know about 333 for this one quite so much because the highs are so high. The highs are Drops of Jupiter High and Whipping Boy, which I think might even be a better song. So the highs are so high. but the lows are so low, and Mississippi is one of the lows. And it just sounds like a band trying to figure out who the hell they are. The same band didn't do Drops of Jupiter or Whipping Boy and Mississippi. Was it Let It Roll, maybe? They're just not the same song.
Going to see them in concert a few weeks ago, they played Mississippi followed by Marry Me. And I don't think a single person was standing in the audience. As soon as Mississippi came on, everybody sits right down.
You know, again, you and I both like Train. We probably know more about Train than most people know about Train. California 37 is an album I like.
Mm-hmm.
Save Me San Francisco is an album that I personally like.
Mm-hmm.
And on those albums, the highs are high and the lows are low.
How about Bulletproof Picasso? You like that one?
Highs are high, lows are low.
There you go.
Train for me has always been kind of the personification of 333. I mean, the highs are really high. I'd have to go back and look at Bulletproof Picasso, but I guarantee you there's 3 songs on there that I absolutely love.
Probably. So I haven't listened to that one in a while, but you're probably right with that. I do have 2 questions. You want question 1 or question 2?
All right. Yeah, Z. Question Z.
Perfect. If Drops of Jupiter had been released in 1977 instead of 2001, would it be considered a classic rock masterpiece on the same level of Styx, REO, Journey, others?
So, very interesting question, Mac. Well done. Well done, sir. If it had been released in the 70s, it would be even bigger, but I don't know that it would be Hotel California or Dream On big. That's what I would say, Mac.
Okay, that's fair.
I know.
Question 2.
Yeah.
More of a question that Doc's not expecting, and this one's a tough one.
All right.
We, the 2 of us, our families, love Train. So let me preface that before I ask this question.
Oh, boy.
Do fans of Train make them bigger and more important than they actually are? Meaning, is Train actually bad? And so, let me make a case for it.
Wow.
So they've had 2 albums, Drops of Jupiter and Save Me San Francisco. And that really serves as their success, right? The rest is just kind of noise in the system. They've never had a number 1 song. And in 9 studio albums, only 4 songs hit the top 20.
What's the question again?
Are they actually just bad?
No, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. Grace Potter's not bad. JJ Gray and Mofro clearly are not bad. Train fills a niche. Call it family music, perhaps, because again, your family loves Train, my family loves Train. And there's not a lot of bands that I can say that about. Maybe they've found a niche in the marketplace. You know, they can sell 1 million or 2 each time out. They can play, you know, mid-size arenas and sell 75% of the place out. You know, again, maybe they're not failures. Maybe they're not bad. Maybe they're geniuses that have just figured out, like, hey, there's a pretty sweet little segment of the market right here, and we're just going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, every single year they do their cruise into the Bahamas or Jamaica or whatever. It always sells out. They go on a tour. It seems like every single year, multiple places sell out each time.
My brother Mac doesn't like to talk about it, but being the captain of industry that he is, he does have a super mega yacht. It's like he bought Zuckerberg's old one when Zuckerberg upgraded. Mac has hosted Pat and all the boys from Train on his super mega yacht in the past.
Sure.
Mac, what tour was that on?
You know, it is so long ago, I don't remember anymore.
I think it was the AM Gold tour. I think it was that one. Does it hold up for you, my brother?
I'm going to surprise you, Doc, and say no.
Say what? You don't believe that? Come on.
It doesn't pass the 333 rule. I would be personally okay with playing it through a drive-through. But, you know, at the end of the day, I love Train. and I had fun this week. But this album is so lumpy that I don't know that the album really holds up well.
Get out of here. You're just being outrageous again. Come on. Keep talking.
They're out on a 25th anniversary tour for this particular album. And I love She's on Fire, Drops of Jupiter, Whipping Boy, Respect, and then the rest is just very forgettable.
Again, while you were talking your gibberish and your nonsense, pulled up. So She's on Fire, check.
Yep.
Drops of Jupiter, check.
Yep.
Respect, check.
Yep.
Whipping Boy, check. That's 4, what I would say, really good songs.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, the lows are low, but this holds up. Get out of here. Come on. I think that there's at least 4 really, really good songs on it. Yeah, the lows are low, but this is an album that's 25 years old, and I can say 4 of the songs still are really, really good songs. So, yes, it absolutely holds up for me. And also, how dare you?
2 of the songs nobody knows, but I'll put them on the playlist because they're great songs.
Oh, okay. Is that how we judge great songs now? Oh my God. You just change the criteria each week to satisfy your passing fancy.
Oh, come on now.
All right. Do we hear from any of the kids?
Oh, we did. So right. Rich in Illinois.
Hey, Rich. By the way, Mac, what are we into in the here and now? I have greatness for you this week.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Rich. Hey, Rich.
So, hey guys, love the show. All right. What song instantly tells you the weekend has officially started? I've stumped the doc.
Well, yeah, because I know I had a thought on this, but the thought escapes me because all my thoughts now are lame. I don't know. What you got, Mac?
Well, I'm going to play a game with you. Let's see if you can name the song. See, my brother Doc has a special, unique ability to hear a lyric and instantly know what the song is, no matter what song it is. True.
Right.
He's very good at this. So here's the lyric.
All right.
Nothing matters but the weekend from a Tuesday point of view. Like a kettle in the kitchen, I feel the steam begin to brew.
I'm so embarrassed.
You don't know this one?
I do, but it escaped. Mac, it's been a long week.
Oh, it's the one-hit wonders from 1980. It's the Kings, Switch and a Glide.
Switch and a glide. Switch and a glide. Oh, what a great song, Mac. Well done, sir.
Oh, it's so good.
Switch and a glide.
See, that's going to be on the playlist too. And that's going to be in your head for the rest of the night.
It's fine. Oh my God. I would welcome that. What I'm into in the here now, I've been looking forward to this so much, Mac. I've been looking forward to this so much. What am I into in the here and now? I don't do a lot of audiobooks, but I'm doing an audiobook this time. So the audiobook that I'm listening to is co-written by Taylor Sheridan.
Okay.
You're familiar with his work?
I am.
Well, this book is called How to Not Die in Prison, a Survival Guide. So,
okay.
Taylor Sheridan has a friend who spent 17 years in prison, in various different prisons. And so the two of them came together to write this how-to book of how to not die in prison. I'm listening to an audiobook, and I have to say, bravo, sirs. It's very interesting. I don't know that any of it is shocking, but prison movies sell a lot of tickets. I don't know if this is a guy thing or just a person thing, but I think if you're a guy, you're like, if I ever ended up in prison, how would I do? This book is truly sort of a how to, like, chapter 7, How to Survive the Yard. And it's so How to Not Die in Prison from Taylor Sheridan and Tom Nelson. I give it a very high rating, Mac. I'm about 2/3 of the way through it. I'm listening to it on audio tape, and it's fucking entertaining as hell.
All right.
Bravo.
All right. Well, and for those listeners that are wondering, how would Doc survive in prison? I would give you a heads up to let you know, not well.
No, okay. Which one of us has had blonde tips?
That'd be me.
I don't think you're surviving all that well in prison either, big boy. You better simmer the hell down.
I would not survive in prison at all. For me, I'm going to give you a review, since it's Train Week, on the concert for Train. Oh, oh yeah. So let me set the scene here.
Oh, set that scene.
So great night, perfect night. I'm here at Atlanta, went to the concert, really excited to go. You know, Mrs. Mac and my kid, my daughter is coming out with us. She's excited to go. You know, anytime you get a 15-year-old happy to go to a concert, you're ready to go.
Mac, any truth to the rumor that Mrs. Mac must be blind?
She is not blind.
Okay, sorry, back to you.
It's a triple bill for the concert. It's Matt Nathanson. It is Bare Naked Ladies, and it is Train. Let me just say, Matt Nathanson, very good for an opening act. Exactly what you're hoping for. Good energy, plays with the crowd a little bit, plays some okay songs, and then gets off the stage. Bare Naked Ladies come on stage, and they have
refuse to get off the stage?
17 fucking songs for an opening act.
And then they refused to leave the stage, and security had to remove them.
God, it was so terrible. Have you ever been to a concert where the opening acts are so bad it takes away your enjoyment for the main show?
100% yes, I have. Yes.
Bare Naked Ladies took away my enjoyment of waiting for Train, because by the time I got there, I had a splitting headache and I was pissed I had to sit there and listen to that nonsense for 17 fucking songs.
I've seen Bare Naked Ladies twice as opening acts, and I feel like I saw them once where they were quite good and once when they were quite bad.
Yeah, I joked around with Mrs. Mack and said that I'm going to change your ringtone on your phone to Big Backyard, and she said, I will stab you if you do that.
Good job by her.
Now, Train gets on stage, and of course, Train's going to perform great. I will give you two particular highlights for the show.
All right.
One, their new lead guitarist, Butch Walker, fucking amazing. He is really, really good. They performed.
Good job, Butch.
They performed Whipping Boy, which before the concert, I had never heard that song or don't remember that song. He was killing it.
Nice.
But the true highlight was the 14-year-old son of Pat Monahan, Rock Monahan.
Rock Monahan. You know, Mac, you have contributed males to this earth in a way that I have not. If I had ever had a son, Rocktails? Oh, come on, Mac.
Oh, that's a killer.
What better first name? But, you go, Pat Monahan. You have a son, Rock Monahan?
He's got two, one named Pat Jr. and then Rock Monahan. And so they start
Rock One.
So they start the song, Journey's song, Stone in Love. And then
which is not an easy song to sing.
No. So Pat's starting. And then in the middle of the first verse, he introduces his son, 14, comes out playing guitar and starts to sing. And holy shit, for a 14-year-old, holy shit, it is really good. So bravo.
You know what? Kids of professional athletes, often you're like, yeah, of course, with that genetic line, you're going to get this, right? Well, in my research this week, Mac, watching all the Train stuff, I come across the Stone in Love where and you listen to that kid sing for 15, 30 seconds and it's like, oh yeah, he's different. 14-year-old boys can't sing like that, but he can. And it's like, yep, genetics are a thing. They're real. You know what? Science is a thing, Mac, as it turns out.
14-year-old boys can't play guitar like that either.
Also true.
Love Train, but did not love the concert this time.
Oh, boy, Mac. You're so crabby.
Oh,
do we need to do another Why is Mac Crabby episode? You just said this doesn't hold up. You didn't like the... Oh, my God. This might be a Why is Mac Crabby.
No, not crabby. Just Bare Naked Ladies killed it for me.
I don't want it either, but oh, my God, Mac.
Bastards. Time is a bastard, and so is the Bare Naked Ladies. Damn it.
I don't think you're ready for the Taylor Sheridan Prison Book right now in your current mood. I don't think you should listen to that at all or read it. Neither one. This is a fun week for me.
This great week.
Very fun week. I'm disappointed in you. This doesn't hold up.
How dare you, I enjoyed my week quite a bit.
How dare you, sir? All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, I just remind the audience, we're everywhere on social media. We need subscribers. The more subscribers we have, the better the advertisers we get. And frankly, the big man, Doc, has a very expensive taste. And in particular, he is a big collector of American Girl dolls. And he needs to be able to purchase as many of those as possible.
You're so weird. Why are you so weird this week? First, you shit on Train. You know what? I'm going to have to explain to all my various daughters why you're so crabby about Train. I don't know what I'm going to say. I guess I got a few days to think of something. And now, American Girl dolls, what are you even talking about? All right. So,
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Save Mac from himself. Jesus. Subscribe. And again, retweet one of our reels or links or something and just tell people, hey, these losers are, kind of entertaining. Give them a shot. All right, get us out of here.
All right, see ya.
See you.